Welcome to this video. In this session, I'm going to walk you through the profile page. Its different elements, the digital twin that are displayed on this page, and I have multiple, and also all the objects and data and results that are linked to the profile or the digital twin. My name is Hans Petter Ramstad, and I'm the founder of Telection. At the top of the page, you see some information text about the page itself, a bit about the logic of it, and the flow of elements. And here you also have a link to the video about how this page works. Below that, you have an overview of all the profiles that you have created yourself, or the ones that are shared by other people. For example, if you are a mentor or a manager or a leader of a certain group of people, they can share the profile with you, and it's displayed here, and you can browse it as you can with your own ones. On your own profiles, you have a number of icons that trigger functions. You can delete the profile, you can edit the core properties of a profile, you can share it, you can comment it, you can add tests to it, and you can select the elements that you want to publish. So you can select all the elements that you want to publish in a public profile, and then at the sharing icon you can choose to open that link to the external world or not. When you have selected the profile, and by default when you open the page it will select your default profile. So let's walk through it, but before we walk through the elements, we can look at the icons up right here. This icon here is a functionality where you can download your profile and all its elements as a PDF file. Here you can select several profiles and compare them, or here you can add another profile. So let's start looking at the profile in question here. This is my profile. So you have some logistics information at the top, a link to my CV in the PDF format, and my LinkedIn link. Below that I have passed my CV. You can also do that. You can upload your CV and parse it through into the Telection platform and let the AI assistant analyze it. And here are some summary and recommendations based on it reading my CV. Below that I list all the projects that I am linked to. So this could be recruitment projects, it could be assessment projects, test projects, any kind of projects. And then it's just a basic list of all the elements and objects that are linked to this profile. Below that you have what is called a WEP, or a work experience pattern, which is basically a representation of your CV. This can be generated by the CV upload that I just did here with the AI assistant. So that can generate the work experience pattern, so you don't have to write this yourself. From that I deduct a couple of patterns. One is the value chain, where the size of the chart elements here indicates where in the value chain I have spent most of the time. So you see here my majority of my time has been spent on solving identified problems, or ideating, creating new solutions to problems that are not even identified, and less on elements later in the value chain. The second pattern is levels of thinking, where we're using something called Bloom's taxonomy that you can look up. Just search for Bloom's taxonomy in Google, or take it to ChatGPT. Here you can see that the bottom level, which is remember, which is the lowest level of abstraction, where you don't have to abstract anything, you just do what you're told or what you're shown. And create is the highest level of abstraction, where you basically create something totally new that has not been imagined or created or thought of before. So most of my time I've spent my experience, my job, at the higher levels of these levels of thinking, mostly at evaluate. And this also can be mapped into education levels. So create is PhD, evaluate is master, analyze is bachelor, apply is high school. And below that you have a couple of word clouds for which industry I've spent most of my time, information technologies, and what kind of function also. So research and development, IT and management, that's where I spent most of my time. Below that we move on to personality, the personality test that is linked to my profile. And here you see my personality, and it's based on Big Five. So the ocean profile: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Below that I have sent this off to my AI assistant for some analysis, where it comes back with a summary, important aspects, combination, negative and positive, leadership, and team role analysis. So it reads through my Big Five personality profile and then comes back with their thoughts and recommendations in these subject areas. Two important pages here are links. Go to chart details, which opens the same personality profile up in set scores, which is another representation of the same data, but in a more kind of professional way that most psychologists or coaches are using when they work with people. And from here you can run a new analysis on the profile if you want to do that, which is displayed here in the main page itself. And next to it there is something called a convert model, which is another page where you see the set factors of your personality profile. And then you can see how it looks like on the disk model, with dominance, influence, steadiness, and conscientiousness, and also the MBTI model with introversion, intuition, feeling, and judging. So here you can kind of transpose or translate it into these other models, the Myers-Briggs models, for example, the MBT. Okay. Below that, below the analysis, we go into details. So here is the main factor, openness, which is one of the 5 factors of the Big Five model. And below each of these factors there are 6 facets. And you have the facet itself, if it's high or low, medium high, medium low, etc. The absolute number is given here, and it's a scale from 0 to 100, and the mean of the population is at 50. So you see in this case my openness is quite high. It's up at 2 standard deviations. And you also see that the values, the actions and the fantasies also high on this. And you also see the explanations, where you see the explanation of the high and the low and the one you are. So in my case I'm high, so that is underlined to just show you what kind of characteristics you typically have for being high or low on this. If you want to dive into details on each one of these, you can just click on the icon to the right here, and it will open it up in the Telection Assistant. It brings in the explanation of which facet or factor you want to dive into, and then it will analyze that for you, and you can also add prompts to dive into even more details. So here you have the other factors and the detailed facets. And then you come to the intelligence object. Here you see that let me just scroll down a bit. Okay. Here you see the absolute scores, or the level up left, and also this is then applied to what we also used in the work experience pattern, the Bloom's taxonomy. So here you see my education level is at master, which is equal to evaluate. A score of 8 on the fluid equals evaluate level, and a score of 7 on crystallize also equals evaluate. So here you see there is a good balance between my education and the effect I've gotten from my education, represented by the fluid and crystallized scores. I also clicked on Ask AI so that it will, I will upload, I just uploaded my results for the intelligence object, and it will come back with their thoughts on that what is a summary of analysis and what's unique about this profile. So just let that work, and we'll come back to it when it's done. Motivation is a derived object that comes from the personality, and it says what kind of drivers for your motivation at work life example. So in my case, it's a lot about novelty. I like to work in visionary, creative, empathetic, change-willing environments. Special skills, fine. Culture, won't spend too much time on that, but that's if you're interested, you can look into it. It's about translating the personality profile into something called Lewis geographical triangle, where they have mapped all the countries of the world into a triangle and talk a bit about the characteristics and the differences. Cognitive flexibility, that's how you deal with the change. So this is a test that measures your ability to adapt to change or to drive change, to manage stress and change your behavior. So there's a lot of information in this. It's quite a powerful tool. And here I already asked for analysis. So for all these elements, if you don't fully understand the meaning of this, you can just ask the selection assistant. And you can of course also go into the assistant on the right here and click on the hamburger menu, and from here you can also, for example, upload the cognitive flexibility and really dive into details on what that means. So just select that and run the prompt. So I'll just leave that there and then come back to it when it has done its analysis. Cages is another test that is available. There's a number of tests, which is a kind of a subset of all the other, it's a subset of a personality test similar to Big Five. And below there again you have the games. So there's a lot of games. There's about 16, 17 different games that measures everything from your problem solving abilities, your emotional intelligence, your attention to details, your ability to focus on the important things and disregard everything that is not important, and a lot of other dynamics also. So here also you can just click on the charts on the bars, get some explanation, and also run through the AI assistant. And at the bottom you have just a list of all objects and tests and games that are linked to this profile. So let's go back to the AI assistant. It hasn't managed to complete the cognitive flexibility, so let's leave it a bit longer. Maybe it will come back. Let me see if it has run into any problems. No, yeah, now it's coming. Okay, so here it has started explaining or going through the results, and you can, at any given moment, you can upload things. Here your results, your data, etc., and you can pick the prompts from this dialogue. You can even run your CV and everything through here, and you can also ask it to combine everything, so your personality, intelligence, cognitive flexibility, and CV data, and make a total analysis of it and come with recommendations as to career path and learning guidelines for how to grow basically. You can also, when you are done with the chat, you can download the chat as an HTML file to your hard disk, and you can minimize, make it small, increase it and maximize it at any given moment. And of course you can, if you want some more details on give me more details on the flexibility score. So we send that to it, and I'm see what it comes back with, because for example I didn't fully understand what the flexibility score of this cognitive flexibility test actually means. So I thought we could get the results straight away, but it seems like taking a bit of time, so we'll leave it before we just do a summary of what we have gone through. So at the top you have all the profiles that you have created for your own user, your digital twin, and all the shared profiles that somebody else has shared with you. Some logistics, the analysis that the AI assistant has done on your CV, the work experience pattern that can be deducted from the CV, your personality profile, where you can send the results to AI for it to assess it and give analysis of it. That is saved with the profile itself. Details on the factor and facets, intelligence object, where you can also interactively ask for an AI analysis. But remember that these are not saved with the profile itself, so it has to be redone every time you open it. Some deduced models, motivation, special skills and culture, and the cognitive flexibility that we looked a bit about, cages and games, and also here you can see where we asked AI. So this takes a bit too long, so I don't think we'll wait for that. But you understand the principle of it, that you can at any given time upload your data and then wait for it to respond with its analysis, and then you can dive into more details if there are things that you want to drill down to. So thanks for listening, and good luck with using the Telection platform. Thank you.